We're back for part two of this episode of Sword Master Speedruns. Yay, we just had some desert adventures. Let's see what happens to us next. As we have now, we truly do have a crunch. We have 43 minutes at bay to make it happen.
Let's go.
We're gonna make it happen. I'm gonna go right into this.
So your board is clear.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm glum. Perfect. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. Okay. I'm going to the exact opposite of where we once were. You're knee deep in a swamp. It is the lot of you. Just quick question for Aya. What two things is refraction currently?
Refraction's been healed because Amira.
Oh, right.
Healed. Yeah. Yes. Refraction is a singular entity, and right now refraction is a frog.
Nice. Yeah, so it's a swamp. It's dark where you are because of the big old trees with their canopy. There are bugs everywhere that are nipping at all of you except for Tiklikchik.
He nips back.
It's the water is still and undisturbed except for where you've gone through it. It has like this sort of fetid smell, and there's moss and stuff hanging off the trees, and occasionally in the background something slips or slithers into the water. I'm gonna start with the perilous phase. I haven't done that in a while. So I'm gonna give you a thunder, and that's the stuff slipping and slithering into the water. I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna start off right off the bat with the peril, and I'm gonna pick one of you at random. All right, I'm gonna hand the dice to Aya, and as you're trudging through this swamp, I think you still have with you our tattooed person from the previous session, the contact that you made, and as you're going through the swamp here, one of the trees looks like this giant, like it was the trunk to a much larger tree, but it is broken off about 8 feet up, and it's got these branches or these roots that come out into the water, but it's also got these two branches that hang down into the water. And what you don't realize is that these and the other thing about this tree is that you can kind of, it's one of those things where when you look at a tree, you can kind of see a face in the gnarls and and you do like, that's weird. All of you but Tiklikchik see something that approaches a face, because I would assume Tiklikchik has a different understanding of what a face looks like. But as you're going by, Phaedra, I'm picking on you. These what look like branches that went into the water are clearly like these long arms coming down, and then they bend at the elbow under the water, and these long spindly arms with these big creepy bony tree-like fingers are under the water and have now just seized your legs. So you just come to a complete stop in the water. All right, so we're doing the perilous phase. I'm going to keep making this bad stuff happen until someone rolls a dice. And right now, Aya, you have the dice. So it grabs Phaedra by the legs and picks Phaedra up out of the water, like the moss and algae, there's algae and pond scum are hanging off, and pulls Phaedra up and brings it up over the top of where the trunk part of this thing is. And you just hear this loud, "Oh, I'm glum." You just hear this low creaking noise. Phaedra, what are you doing, by the way, while this is happening? I think it's got it's reached its fingers around you, so it's got a hold of your your whole body, right? Like your arms.
So it's pulling me under, yes?
No, it's pulling you up. It's picking you up.
All right, so I'm
above
hanging
its head.
upside down, yeah? By my ankles. I have of course drawn a dagger, and I'm just like trying to slash at it. And bits of like pond scum and algae are flying, but it's not having any impact.
Phaedra, from your vantage point, as it brings you up over its trunk, you can see, looking down into the trunk, like you saw something that looked a little bit like a face on the front, but on top of it, it's actually clearly got a maw, like a giant, like toothy, like looking down into the trunk, and it's just gonna like, it's pushing you down towards this maw.
I will roll.
Yay! I'm like, what do I have to do here?
It's gonna eat.
Just stick one of us in your
how
tree maw.
I'll show you. So Aya sees this going on, obviously, and she brings her mirror up and screeches into it point blank. The cracks on her face like kind of retract back to her mouth and then crack across the mirror. Refraction bursts into a cloud of termites that swarm this tree. Fuck you. And so this cloud of termites overtakes this tree and begins eating it.
Excellent.
I say.
Yeah.
Do I pass the dice to someone else, or do you?
You can end this right now if you want.
Yeah, I think I'll end it. Just the
Yeah.
tree is consumed by refraction.
Perfect. I wanted to beat Sean into getting that into the motif. I could hear him typing.
Oh, you're already doing it? Awesome.
Yeah. Shattering into a cloud of termites. That was awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to roll. And I am glum again. All right. I'm going to do... I'm going to do Rogue's Face. Okay. Oh. Excuse me. We're further into the swamp, but now it's we're into the village among the trees, right? Like the like elevated forest Moon of Endor style, like all these different tree houses amongst these old trees. Below you is the same swamp. There's still the same sounds that you heard before. It still smells just like it did before, but now you are in this village that should be teeming with people, but it is not, and that is your thunder. You're going from door to door, like hut to hut, and you're finding like things that are just set up as if daily life was happening and it just stopped, right? Like there's like,
half-eaten food on the table.
yeah, cook fire still going, and all that stuff. I'm going to, I'm making this a discovery phase. That's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to hand this to Declick. Go for it.
All right. So in this, as like soon as we're walking through these like
roll.
Oh
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for being the voice of that. I'm so used to being that myself, and that's
yeah. All right. So I got glum, and it is glum because as Epi reminded us last time, tricks are used and then replaced. So Chiklik is no longer unparalleled. He has a different trick, which I'll bring in later. So this is a glum scene, and Chiklik is like walking along, and he these like wood bridges are just a nightmare for him because his tiny little feet keep like falling between the slats, and they like break underneath him because of his weight. And so eventually he like, you can see him just sort of deflate, and he looks like sad about this, and he reverts to his like cricket ways, and he just like leaps onto a tree and like hangs there like a bug, and no longer looks like a man, just looks like a cricket all like round up, and just like leaps from like tree to tree, and just feels like so like like gross about this. Like this is a part of him that he like tries to hide, but nevertheless, because he can like bound around from the treetops, he gets this very like high vantage point. And tell me, you said everyone is missing from this treetop village area.
Yeah, the village should be teeming.
Yeah, yeah. Not. So tell me why where everyone's gone. I see from this high vantage.
Yeah. Okay.
Antenna crestfallen.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. That's too easy. Okay.
No problem. Maybe a better question rather than jumping to that is tell me what signs of struggle I've seen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That gives me a little bit more. It's great because your point of view is perfect. From your point of view, you're above everything, and you can see that there is all sorts of like big claw marks and whatnot, all on the roofs and the tops of these things, as if something massive has come down out of the air and snatched people up and perched on top of their roofs and done horrible things. But like when you're actually in the village, you don't see that. You don't see the top of the roofs. You don't see that happen.
Right. Nice.
I'm going to keep this phase going so someone else can make a discovery. So you go ahead and hand the dice to someone else.
Over to Phaedra.
Yeah. And we roll first, right?
Yes. Oh, so you're going to get a moral, but you're still glum.
I'm sorry about this. I have to back what I set up a tiny bit. In order to do this, Teclicit can't be carrying anything. Aya would Aya permit it if Teclicit like handed his satchel to Hex to carry?
Oh yeah, definitely. As long as you didn't hand it to Aya.
No. Yeah. So Teclicit like hands his sword and his satchel to, and he just like so crestfallen when he does this because he just like feels like he's revealing a part of himself that he doesn't, that he's ashamed of. And then when he takes it, then he bounds off. Okay, cool. Sorry about that.
It's okay. So I'm gonna come up with more out of this one.
So you don't have to worry about the moral itself. Yeah. You can let me do that.
What I want to see. So Phaedra's like poking around in the various rooms, and she's like trying to get a sense of how long ago this happened. So we kind of have a idea of how far we have to go to find these people. So how close? How to phrase this? Hey, we'll just make it easy. How long does it appear that people have been gone?
Well, I mean, that they haven't been gone for too terribly long, but I can get more obvious about that. I'm going to make it like super recent. So I think the bit of evidence that you see that makes it obvious just how recent this has been. Is that there is some like a cutting board with something that's being chopped up and put in a pot, and you see the stuff in the pot, and it's not, there's a fire under it, but it's not yet cooked, right? So this is something that has to have happened.
Gotcha.
Like just before you arrived.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That.
You can go ahead and hand the dice to someone else. I'm going to get one more thing here.
And I have no idea how to get a moral out of that.
I got to give you a moral. That's right.
I I might have missed it because I was looking at text right now. But you asked the question, but what was the beginning part is that you also describe what Phaedra was doing.
Yeah.
And that might help us with the moral. How did she find that? Was she like walking among the village?
Yeah, I had said I was poking around.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Looking for
I think I was
clues.
clicking on things.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I got to give you a moral. You know what? I'm going to end this phase with the moral. Sorry about that, but because I have to give you a moral, I think that clearly what's going to happen is you're going to look over, you're going to see that this food, and you're like, this just happened, and then this is the second time I've done it to you in this adventure, but something's going to grab you yeah, this is gross, but it's a big long tongue of something has grabbed you and yanked you out of the door of this hut, and like there's a giant well, we'll get into what it is in a moment, but it takes flight. That's how we're ending that phase.
So something has me and is flying off.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, good. I'm jovial now. So we're gonna go, and we're going to be jovial. We're going to do a rogues phase. Something has flown off with Phaedra. Something big. It's got a long beak. It's lizardy, but it also has these colored feathers, like these bright colored feathers. And as it's flying off, the thunder is that it's flying off to meet. Like this thing is the size of like all three of you stacked on top of each other, right? And it's flying off to meet what look like a distant swarm of insects, but is clearly a bunch of them. That's your thunder. Rogues phase. This is going to be fun and easy. To Click Chick, show us how you keep up with this thing that is taken off with Phaedra.
Oh yeah, I have ideas. I have not had many, but
you do not. It's something supernatural or unknown that stops you. It's a mystery.
Yeah, excellent. So
we're gonna go glum.
I changed the tone to glum. Okay, cool. All right, so I know exactly what I'm going to do, and then I think I also know exactly why it doesn't work. To Click Chick is as this thing is lifting off through the trees with its big leathery wings and it's flapping upwards. To Click Chick is bounding along the trees, like keeping pace with it, and he keeps moving up and up and up as the thing is making its way up as well, and he finally gets ahead of it, and then he bounds and he's going to land, and he lands right on top of the beast, and he's going to try and like steer it down or whatnot. But he gets on top. It has this preternatural slime that's like this ooze on its back, and he grabs hold and he just slips off, and his eyes go wide as he's like, oh no, this was a bad plan. And so he's way up in the air by this point. He's really, really high up as he's slipping and falling. So Aya, show us how you saved Click Chick from falling to his doom in the swamp below.
Or if you.
Oh,
yeah.
And you have to write a mystery. So this is something unknown or supernatural. This is clearly something unknown. You haven't encountered this thing, but you have to write a question about it.
Yeah. What? I don't say what sorcery protects these flying lizards? It's not really sort of what. What sorcery protects these flying lizards?
Okay, so Aya sees To Click Chick falling down towards the swamp. It's unusually graceless of To Click Chick. So she kind of, at first she laughs a little silently. You could see her face like creasing up. And she holds out her mirror and taps it 3 times with her finger, and you can hear the reverberation ripple through the air as the click chick hits the ground. It sinks in and then bounces back up. As I apparently has rubberized the terrain that would have smashed your character.
So I like the idea that he's got like his like spindly arms and they're all like flailing wildly, and unlike a person, he can't like spread out enough to like slow his fall down at all. And then he hits a thing and like his arms still continue to be flailing as he's bounding up and like catches onto a tree or something to stop this bouncing from reoccurring over and over again. I love it.
I would like to I'd like to ask Phaedra, show us how you managed to get everyone into this cloud of, I don't know, dinosaurs, pterodactyls?
Yeah.
I guess is what they are.
Slimy pterodactyls.
Slimy pterodactyls.
Yeah, swampodactyls. How do you get this cloud?
How do I get you all in here? Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
Oh no!
The overtone switches to jovial. It's a
yes,
jovial.
You don't manage to do it.
Oh, good. That's easier.
And this is another mystery.
No, this is just an escalation of some sort.
Okay.
So this doesn't have to be of a supernatural. It just means that more exciting things are happening.
All right. So, Phaedra manages to curl up and grab a hold of the critters that's got her wings, and is like trying to use the wings to like steer the critter. It's not working very well. It's getting pissed and is snapping at her. But she does manage to distract it enough that it's not quite paying enough attention to where it's going, and crashes into the rear of another one, and so there's this kind of like comical pile up for a second in the air, and then like the one that's carrying her starts plummeting towards the ground. To Click Chick. What keeps the lizard from fully crashing to the ground? Or show us how the Click Chick prevents the lizard.
It might be a wizard.
It might be a wizard.
I mean, it's a sorcery.
Who does? From crashing into the ground.
All right, and this is the wizard lizard that's carrying Phaedra,
yes.
right? I mean, like, we don't want the. All right, so I think to Click Chick now.
You should roll first.
In control, rolls the dice. That's what he does. That's what he does. He rolls the dice.
Because you have no idea if you're back in control. Oh, yes. You are.
Okay. Okay. So to Click Chick looks at these things, and they're we flash back to a ancestral knowledge that Click Chick has from generations and generations of cricket people ago, when they were evolving and they were the prey of these of similar sort of pterodactyl creatures that would, like, we see like an image of a cricket person being like chomped up by one of these pterodactyls, like tasty treats, and Click Chick's like eyes kind of go wide as he realizes that being bait will certainly entice this creature, and so he rubs his back legs together and makes this like low chiming sound, this cricket song, and as the creature was like gonna like dive into the ground, like crash Phaedra and let her die, it perks up and comes chasing after him instead. And so it flies up with just barely having abandoned its plan to smash Phaedra into a tree. It comes up to go after the cricket tasty cricket snack. Aya of the Tide, show us how you after both Deklichik and Phaedra have been taken hostage and are held by these horrible creatures. Show us how you join the swarm. How you make it to the swarm and come to our aid.
Okay. Man, Aya's in a great mood lately.
Yeah.
So happy.
Aya holds her mirror above her face, looking up at the sky, and opens her mouth, and instead of shrieking, a whistle emits. She's not like forming her mouth to whistle as a human would, but somehow this is the sound that happens. And she lets go of the mirror and it floats. And as it floats, she like rises into the sky, like whistling this mirror above her.
Nice.
It's very Miyazaki of her right now,
Yes.
but she just kind of rises into the air whistling. And once she's at sufficient altitude, she grabs the mirror, turns and points it towards the swarm, and the whistle becomes that ear-piercing shriek. And there's like thunderclap of air that like discombobulates this whole swarm. And I don't know if it's aid, but everybody starts falling. I've solved some of the problem.
Yeah, I think it's.
It's better than being held by a. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and we didn't ask, but like all the other villagers are up here.
Yeah.
I mean, they just got pulled, so they're all.
Yeah. I'm ending that phase there.
Yeah. I think Aya doesn't see falling as a problem, so she's just like, "Yeah, this is fine."
It's
Falling's
fine.
no
It's
problem.
fine. Falling with style. Yeah.
All right, I'm starting a new phase because that's a great spot, and I am jovial. All right. Oh my god. Do I want you falling? I don't know if I want to pick up right where we left off or do something.
I love that this also reflects the very first game where we were falling.
Yeah.
We were falling and fighting from the bridge.
And Aya's like, "This is fun."
Yeah.
This is normal. We got out of that one fine. The next scene from there was in a hot tub. So. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna do. All right.
Include swamp yaks. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, it includes swamp yaks.
Yeah.
Can chat suggest motifs?
So I think let's see if I can make swamp yaks work with this. Can I play a little bit with Aya's powers here?
Yeah, I have no idea what they are. Clearly,
Okay. Because the mirror was facing down as you're doing this, which is facing the swamp below, and I think you can use the mirror to. So the all these weird birds have let go of everyone, and you've used the mirror to like bring the swamp closer to the people, so that the fall into the swamp is not a fatal fall, but like one of a much shorter distance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make this a rogue's phase. I need to do a thunder. Okay, what am I shouldn't solve all these problems. Why am I solving problems for you? I want to make this a problem for you. Oh, but you fall somewhere else into the swamp, right? And you're underwater, and it's that rush of water sounds and everything like that. You can hear things groaning, and when the first of you gets your head above the water and you look, you see that there's ahead of you obviously some swamp yaks. That's what we need to do. And just like you come out of the water, you're like, and you realize you're in this swamp. You look forward, you see a swamp yak, and then because out of the frying pan, something, just a big prehistoric gator, like crocodilian, just comes and picks that swamp yak up like it just grabbed a possum, right? Like it just yanked it and then splashes it right back down into the water that everyone's in. That's my thunder. I am jovial. I am going to. You know what? I got to do this as a rogue phase still. I'm going to head him back to Phaedra. Show me how you slay one of these giant crocodiles.
Okay, so let's see. Let's roll.
I just want to paint the picture here a little bit. This is like regular swampland with magic dinosaur crocodile invasion, right? Like this is our fight.
Phaedra,
Right?
please.
This is gonna be fine. That'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, like this is obviously deeper than normal swamps. Like this is you've splashed down into it and come back up.
But I think my mystery suggests that these like dinosaurs and crocodiles are not normal here. Like they have just arrived through some sorcerous means or something like that. Well,
we're glum.
We're glum.
Glum.
Phaedra is not like however you want to. I say, show us how you slay one of these giant crocodiles, but you have to not do that. And what stops you from doing that has to be something unknown or supernatural.
Okay. So Phaedra draws her daggers and prepares to dispatch the beast like she would any other, brings the point of death right down to the base of this creature's skull as she wraps an arm around it, and it just snaps.
What?
And she's like looking like this is an unbreak what. And the creature kind of turns and takes a snap at her. So Aya, tell us how you keep Phaedra from getting eaten by a dragon.
I was just saving everyone's ass today.
So many dangerous demands. Yeah, so you get to roll. You get to write a mystery about ask why that death has not slain this crocodile. But yeah, keep going.
All right, I am glum.
We all are.
Aya's done a lot. And you can see it in her face. She's just kind of like she looks down at her mirror. How does she stop this crocodile?
Your new trick may be applicable if you want to change the environment.
Well, you could do that between phases. So
yeah, between phases.
Right.
Aya looks down at her mirror, which, if I recall correctly, is currently cracked.
Goes back and forth.
Yeah.
It has phases, like the moon and the tide. It's fine. Nothing's wrong. And she blows gently on it, and from the depths of this swamp, you can see the water rippling as tiny as a wave of tiny little fins approaches this crocodile, and its refraction as piranhas, because of course. And I think whenever something tries to eat one of Aya's friends, refraction instead eats this thing. This is the new way of dealing with this. So all of these piranhas latch onto this crocodile and start ripping it to shreds.
Nice. I am definitely tossing that in the motif there. I'm just looking up how to spell piranha.
Yeah.
Piranha.
All right. Oh.
So what are we, rogues phase?
Why do I know that?
I pass it on.
Yes, we're in a rogues phase. We're also in the end game, so we can start reincorporating if we want. But yeah, in the rogues phase, you can make a demand to someone.
To click chick, show us how we get all of these villagers back where they're supposed to be.
All right. Awesome. We got lizards in the air. We got crocodiles in the water. We got villagers about to get mauled by them. Tiklik and his nascent rolling dice abilities.
Yes.
Gosh.
Always roll first.
Oh, glum. Good.
All right. All right. I want to do not nice things to Aya, if that's okay. So Tiklik in his sort of nascent sorcerer's abilities, like sees the connection between Aya blowing on the mirror and the mirror the wavering of the mirror reflecting in the wavering of the water, and so Tiklik grabs a villager and pulls it out of the water. Like he's gotten just slightly out himself. He pulls it out of the water and then throws it back down, but instead of going into the water, it goes into Aya's mirror. And just as one of the like the huge chomping maws of these crocodiles is going to crush it. Another villager he pulls in, and now they're trapped in Aya's mirror. So they're safe-ish. They're safe in that they're not being eaten by things, but they're now trapped in your mirror instead.
Cool.
That's okay. Just
nice.
Giving you some more trouble. Phaedra, why don't you show us how we ourselves how Phaedra, show us how you show us how you get the three of us, once the villagers have been trapped in the mirror, how you get the three of us to safety from these crocodiles.
All right. No good. I succeed. So let me look at something.
So I think I want to change that. Show us what you do to the crocodile that broke your dagger. That's really
that's more.
I'm sorry, I'm much more petty than that. Just what happens? It's being chowed on by piranhas. What do you do?
It's being chowed on by piranhas.
Yeah.
Other than sit back and laugh amusedly.
How do you get your revenge on it?
I'm trying to look at something. Oh yes. So Phaedra calmly stands up, picks up the two pieces of her dagger, and uses her jovial feet comes in, and she just walks away, breeze fluttering as her hair blows in the wind like a supermodel strutting off with her companions in tow, unmolested by anybody else in the path, and just walks away.
Excellent.
I figure I'm gonna use the feet sometime. So
yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we walk away unmolested. We've got the villagers in the mirror.
Yeah, we've got the villagers in the mirror. We got our.
Yeah.
Are you reincorporating something which will end us, or are you wanna?
So yeah, I guess the last thing you see before they get out of sight is in the belly of one of the crocs that was being devoured, one of the swamp yaks just walks out because it had been swallowed whole and hadn't died yet.
Also walks away unmolested.
Oh,
Yes,
so-
also walks away.
Hair blowing in the wind like a
Yes.
supermodel.
Oh, that is exquisite. Yes.
Thank you, Phaedra, for your.
I'm calling it
Yeah, I'm calling it.
40 minutes and 3 seconds.
Hey, nice.
Yeah.
By my standards, that's record breaking.
That's an awesome end to that there. I just love
He just goes on about his business.
like, well, okay. That's how that ends.
Yeah, we're out.
We're out.
The village is trapped in Iosphere. Death is broken. Let's just leave.
Yeah, we're done.
We'll see. We gotta.
It's fine.
It'll be
It's
fine.
fine.
It'll be fine.
Oh yeah, this I just saw in the chat somebody said the best revenge is living well. That's definitely
It's a thing.
yeah.
Somebody add the swamp yak to their list of things that must be named.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah. That's definitely a thing.
Swamp yak. You have to name a swamp yak. A swamp yak. Bessie.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, folks.
This
That was
is
great.
This is tons of fun. So yeah, we have 1 minute. I'm gonna go super speed.
Sure.
I'm Sean. I'm really excited that coming up next in an hour is Sync on this channel, and thank you all for hanging out with us here.
I am Naja. I have played Aya of the Tide. I'm excited to get my new apartment this week. God bless. I'm not sure when I'll be back because I didn't check my calendar, but I will probably be on this channel sometime in the near future.
I'm sure you will.
I'm Misha. I'm excited because we just put together our writing team for Rune, so we'll get started on that soon. So that's my excitement for the week.
I'm Epi. I'm excited because I have like a normal week ahead of me, it's been a long time since I've had one of those, and I could really go for one. So nobody do anything weird.
So you're
this
not going to
week.
Gen Con then? Is that
No, I can't do the Gen Con this week. So
that makes sense for normalness. All right. Cool. Well, thanks everybody. It's been rad having you in chat. Thank you for the advice. Now we have swamp yaks. Definitely.
yeah, and
Definitely part of
ironweed.
the game. And ironweed.
And
So-
Ironweed.
So we'll see you all next time we're on, which in the case of this channel is in an hour. Bye.
Bye.